Hi everybody and welcome to your Solstice mid-year reading. I'm going to get the cards out in a different format, a different spread. I'm going to take a card for every month. I'm going to start with July, but it will be June until July. We're at the end of June. It's June the 21st today. If you do manage to catch this video on June the 21st, you may still be able to catch my live Solstice energy bath. The link is below. If you don't manage to catch it live and it is after the 21st, you will be able to purchase the recording. And there is an audio 3-card private audio reading available if you do wish to purchase the recording or get on it live. So I don't know, by the time this is uploaded, maybe there'll be 4 or 5 hours. So if you catch it early and you're an early bird, you might still be able to get on that. Yeah, shuffling away. So I've never done this before. Just new format for the cards, and So it's going to be July, August, September, October, November, December. Even though it starts, now. Cool. I think we're ready. Let's split the deck. I think I'm going to do one card at a time. So, first card I'm going to start off with for July is the King of Pentacles. Ooh, interesting, because I know what this is about. This King of Pentacles is all about entrepreneurial streak and the entrepreneur. And if you are here watching this, you are passionate about living love. You are passionate about living life, being who you are. There's a message for everybody here, and I feel like it's going to be the focus for July, and it's about living materially and extremely abundantly the quote-unquote truth or love in a very practical way. So it's saying but really it is about business owners. It's about entrepreneurs. It's about, I'm going to mention actually, I had a conversation yesterday with someone about the idea of attention deficit disorder or attention hyperactivity deficit disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, ADD, whatever people call it. And my belief that it's just a different, I read a book once that basically explained that it's just a different type of brain chemistry or brain, it's just different areas of the brain that are more active. And it's that there's this a wider perspective and range of things that are available. They're always seeking, it's essentially a more sensitivity to the environment, and a kind of a desire for more, a desire for the new. And so it was basically roughly like 90% of people or 10% of people, maybe it's more, maybe it's about 15 or something, that have this type of brain chemistry. But what was interesting about the book and why I'm mentioning it is because it said that type of brain was many successful entrepreneurs, and it was the entrepreneurial spirit or running your own business, doing your own thing was a natural skill and capacity and ability for that type of brain chemistry. But it did need, it's like a business owner, a successful business owner does need to collaborate with others that are more suited to repetitive tasks and don't need, so it's like the business owner, the entrepreneur has the idea, has the awareness. And I think it exists a lot within, people that have a spiritual or intuitive leaning or understanding, because there is this as part of it, it's a sensitivity to the outside world, a sensitivity to more than can be seen, a sensitivity, it's just a hyper state of awareness. And the science was that this brain chemistry was useful. The reason why it's in the minority is it can be dangerous because they're explorers. So because they have this desire for the new, or the desire to find out, this curiosity, this questioning mind as well. The mind that seeks it's like quick and it wants to question. That was the person that would enter the cave where the tiger was, and the tiger would get it. But that was useful to society because then they would, he wouldn't return, or he would go into the cage, see the tiger, and be like, there's a tiger in that cave, and don't go there. So it's the explorers, and he called them hunters. So it's like the hunters or the farmers. But really it's that we need both. But I feel like they could be, for this group and for people that are here today reading this into this kind of message, it's that there's a strong chance that entrepreneurial spirit is connected. It's a way to connect, essentially, the intuitive with the material. That's why I feel it's powerful. And so I feel for July, that's going to be the message. That it's going to be about just beginning a new business, starting a new business, running a new business, leadership. It's about leadership, spiritual leadership, but it's a practical, powerful ability in terms of building businesses that are socially responsible, socially and spiritually responsible. So it's like, for me, it's bringing together capitalism with love, and it's kind of saying this is what the focus is going to be for us for July, and for you. Second card, I'm going to just go through like this. Second card for August is the 5 of Wands. So the potential for conflict. But 5s, for me, are a neutral force. They're the middle. They're actually about the middle ground. So if we're in the middle ground, though, it feels like there are two opposing sides. So we're in the middle, but the experience of the middle ground can be conflict, because it can be the meeting point of two seemingly opposed ideas, or seemingly opposed ideas. So it's like, okay, I feel like the message is, okay, there's the potential for conflict here, but there's the potential for growth. And it might feel as though us collectively in this, okay, I want to run my business, or I've got this idea, or I have this vision. But maybe this vision, maybe the rest of the world, or even my next door neighbor, or my partner, my love, or anyone, they might feel like there's some kind of opposition there. There's the experience that there might be some opposition between the self and the other, or the self and the world. But that needn't be, it's the birthplace of creativity. It's the birthplace of the new. We needn't hurt one another in our disputes. It's like, let's make fire. Let's rub our sticks together, in battle. We can battle with these sticks, with these wands. It's not like, it needn't be, there needn't be casualties. It's like, okay, let's create something new and something different out of our opposition. But it feels like it's this meeting point, this meeting place of two worlds. And maybe it is about this meeting place of the spiritual world and the practical world. But it's saying it might not always be smooth. It might not be necessarily a smooth experience, but that's part of creating something new. July, August. For September, the Emperor. So the masculine energy moves powerfully in. It's like, for me, it represents leadership. So it's like the leadership wins. But it does feel like a masculine energy. And it does, again, the king is a masculine energy. So there's a lot of masculine energy, I feel, that's rising for the second part of the year. This solstice feels like a very, like the end of a chapter. It feels like the first half of the year is kind of over and the second half of the year is beginning. I feel like the first half of the year was very much about the feminine coming into her own in these regards, in a practical experience. And then maybe I feel like the second half of the year is actually about the integration of those masculine feminine energies, which feels like what this is, and then enabling the true divine masculine to really find his place, quote unquote, to find his place powerfully in the world and to accept a position of leadership, which isn't about control. Leadership is not about control, it's about leadership, it's about providing guidance. It's this fatherly energy. So, it's that there's a masculine fatherly guidance, and it feels good, and it might just take a little while. But it's like this over the summer, this is what I feel like is kind of happening, and he feels happy. The masculine doesn't want to control or be controlling. That doesn't feel good to him. So it's like a relief, in the sense of release for him, because he can feel as though he's in his rightful place, in a position of leadership and guidance. It doesn't mean every single man or every single masculine part of us but it feels like it is this kind of more expressed masculine side of all of us that wants to feel, okay, I don't need to be aggressive. I don't need to be controlling. I am a leader because that's who I am. I have wisdom. I am able to lead and I am able to guide just by being who I am. And it is connected to this business stuff. And it is within all of us. It is that masculine energy within all of us. But I do feel as though it will manifest in a lot of males. So, that for August. Moving on to the next card. Oh, should we pull it? Let's call it this one because it was saying that it wants to come out. Oh, first card for September. For September, Ace of Wands. So again, this is kind of new beginnings, births, fertility. Again, this creative force. It's a true, powerful, creative force. And I feel like it is about the masculine and feminine aspects working together. I feel like I'm, just about to hold this energy bath this evening, and I feel it's a very feminine-oriented energy, but it's about balance and neutrality. It's about, so I feel like I said, the first 6 months of the year have really been focused upon this really powerful feminine power, feminine fire, feminine grounding the feminine. And then it feels like this is about grounding this kind of masculine the first 3 months. And then this Ace of Wands is like a new page, a new start, a new chapter of this creativity that's birthed and born between the two of us together. It is a sexual energy as well. There's a sexual, let's call it Kundalini, let's call it free-flowing, creative, passionate energy that is there for September with the Ace of Wands. And it feels like, it wants to take action. It's about action, creativity, power. It is forceful, it's powerful, and it's new, and it's together, it's united. It says we are united and we're together, and I love it. For September. Oh no, that was for September, sorry, that's October. Oh, did I call that July? Oh, what's going on? So basically this is for August, this is September, and this is October. So July is this experience of the masculine energy in this entrepreneurial place. And August, it's like it's where the rubber hits the road. How does that meet the world? How does it, or the other, the idea of the other? Then they're born from that seems to be this masculine leadership. And it's needed, like I said, because I feel like the feminine, and it's happening now, is really reached this superpower in terms of how grounded she is and how able she is in the world. She is kind of leading the awakening. it feels, but she's not leading it through through control, through aggression. She's leading it through neutrality, which is the path of least resistance. And so she's opened this door for us to be equal in our experience. So then the masculine's free to rise to meet her in that place. And in September, and then in the October energy for this reading, there's this creative new beginning together. It feels united. The word I have for the feeling, the one word if I could give to that energy is united. And it's united, a united force together. And I feel like this is a collective message too. It's like, as we are one world and we have a job to do, and it's purely to create, to become more, to expand. What do we have then for November? King of Cups. So much masculine energy going on here. The Kings, the second king to come out in just this 6-card reading. So then this frees the masculine to arise in a more emotional way. He is supportive, he is emotionally intelligent, he is able to experience the movement of this watery emotional stuff, but he is solid. He's solid in his experience of himself, in his movement, in the movement of his own emotion and of others. So he's able to be a support to others in this emotional landscape and in this movement. So I just feel like the second half of this year it's all about this kind of masculine journey. And the masculine, I suppose I'm going to call it like a masculine healing, but it's about masculine and feminine working together. Like I said, it's like the feminine leads the way, or has already laid the path to this happening. But this is through her neutrality. It's through her experiencing herself as the balance of masculine and feminine. And then this kind of what I call this true feminine kind of arises from that neutral balanced space. And so this masculine that's arising is the same. It's the masculine that arises from the balanced, neutral, masculine and feminine together, working together. So similarly to birth, there's a female part and a male part in terms of the genetics, and they create, they're equal, but a girl or a boy is created. It's kind of like that. It's like from man and woman, a being is created, and that's kind of how we're going to experience ourselves. For me, that's how what I call the true feminine or the true masculine arises. It's from within ourselves, from an understanding and an experience of the masculine and feminine energies being equal and working together. Then there's this kind of new beingness. And so I feel like this happened and is happening for the feminine and culminating today and this evening. And I'm going to be sharing as much as I can and channeling as much as I can regarding that feminine in this solstice session. I feel like this is kind of the culmination of it. And then for the second half of the year, it feels like it's about that experience for the masculine. And it's really interesting. It's all kind of new. In December, this one. December the world. And I feel like this is, I've got like world peace, because the masculine feminine energies, yes, it's masculine and feminine, but it's also just the experience of opposites or things that seem different, or dark and light, black and white, all of these kind of energies and experiences. And when that world came out, what I heard was world peace. And it's that we can completely live in harmony in our seeming opposites or seeming opposition. Men and women are never going to be the same. Maybe, we will evolve into, and I think there are theories that we will evolve into some, not, and there are experiences people have where they're just kind of, it doesn't gender is not really, gender fluidity. So it's occurring. It doesn't really matter. But, it doesn't matter how we express ourselves or what about gender or what gender we attach to. But gender is just a way of expressing, difference. Or experiencing difference within humanity. And so this world card feels like it's saying, yeah, we're all one. And that's what I felt like from this Ace of Wands. It's like, actually, it's not just some foreign idea that we're all one. It's actually in our experience. Oh yeah, we are one world. We are one world and we're all on the same team. And I think it's been kind of easy and people could put it on a t-shirt, but they're not necessarily living it. And I have to say, even over the past few days, what I keep hearing or feeling is that, we've put our swords down in terms of this masculine, feminine, or any experience of opposition. And so there feels this kind of peacefulness. And it is about understanding that we are born both individually and collectively through the experience of oneness that is born out of many, or that's born from two, born from difference. And that the difference creates the oneness, and the oneness then kind of creates the difference. We are many so that we can know ourselves. Without another human being, we know nothing about ourselves. We know nothing about human beings. If there was just you in the world alone, what would you know about yourself as a human being? So, we cannot really experience ourselves without the collective experience. And it is about honoring that, honoring our world. It is also connected to the physical world, to us becoming one, understanding that it is our responsibility to look after this world, but not getting too attached to that experience, not fighting. We don't need to fight for anything. We don't need to fight for peace. We don't need to fight for clean oceans. We just need to increase our awareness and allow life to use us to make good choices. Because I do believe it happens naturally. We increase our awareness. Okay, there's a lot of plastic in the ocean. Okay, maybe I'm going to choose the glass bottle instead of the plastic bottle. That's the difference that you can make in the local store. It's little things. It's those little things. And also, I have this experience in, I work with people, and I have groups of people that I work with, and I feel like sometimes people can be a bit demanding, or they can ask for things, and I don't really mind. I always think ask away, ask whatever you want, because what's the worst that can happen? You get a no, who cares? But I feel like it's like, if you want to know whether you should do something or not, it's like, ask yourself, if every single person in the world did this, what would the world look like, and do I want to be there? I think for me, it's a good rule of thumb. It's like, if everyone did that, would I want that? Would it work? Is it efficient? Is that a world that I want to live in? I just think that's a good way of, not questioning, but yes, questioning how you're being in the world. If everybody did this, sometimes you still might do it anyway, but if everybody did this, and that would actually be pretty awful, and I don't think I'd want to be in a world like that, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think that's problematic, because I think awareness is everything. And I do think the end of this year is going to be magical, and it is about us working together, and this is kind of proof of that. But what I find interesting, and when I was thinking about this spread and how it was going to come out and relate, so I was thinking, it might be some relationship between these kind of pairs. And I do think it is really connected to this masculine, because like I said, the masculine and a lot of men and male energy, kind of experience, it didn't want to be controlling. that does not feel good. There's tension in it. There's resistance in that. He didn't want to be in that position, but there is an empowered masculine position that is very important for this experience of ourselves. You know, in this polarity. In these, it just feels like it's polarity, and the masculine like being the yin and the yang being, you know, the, I don't know, kind of being the do, and the yin being the kind of the be, you know, or the doing, the giving or the receiving, you know. It's like, it doesn't really matter which, we need both, and we need awareness of both in order to experience ourselves as whole. And I really feel like this is what's happening for the second half of the year, and I think it's nice to, I wanted to just, you know, do this to kind of, let's look ahead, let's see what's happening over the next, you know, period of the sun, you know, moving back and, you know, closer and further away, or for being in the sky and available to us for different periods of time throughout the year, you know. It is a cycle. We are connected to these cycles. It is very important. We are beings of nature. We are inherently so strongly connected to the earth and its connections, you know, to life itself, to our physical environment. It's so important. And I just think it's a beautiful world, and for those that wish to live in paradise, it is here. It can be challenging, but I really feel like this is the year. 2018 is the year. I feel like the first half was about the feminine forming this and teaching this neutral space where she could rise naturally, and then the masculine follows in that neutral space, because there's no argument, there's no fight. There can be meeting of opposite, but I feel like that's what this is about. It's like, okay, we don't need to, that masculine is kind of born out of that. And in a way which we can just work together and be one. And it seems to be, it's all about him and all about that masculine kind of rising, no matter of gender. So let's just take an outcome. Let's just get a little extra. Page of Cups, a little extra message, love one another. Communicate your love to one another. That's it. Just communicate, talk, be free. You're free to talk. It's about generosity. Love one another and feed one another. I love this little extra fish that this page has. I love that he's also got a little extra fish. It's saying love one another, communicate your love, give to one another. Every time you give, you receive. It's just be free-flowing, be generous, be innocent and present and childlike in the way that you love yourself, that you love another, and you love the world. And nothing can ever go wrong. So thank you so much for being here for this little quick message. Thank you for following me, and just being here so I can be this and do this. I live very, very of the moment. Things feel like they're shifting for me and in the work. So please keep in touch, keep an eye. I love to do this group stuff, these group online webinar energy baths. They are, they're just a space to bathe, to really be in this energy with me. They're face-to-face over online. So you see me, I talk to you. I am there and you are there. And I love that experience of that, just taking that connection up a notch. And that's where I want to go. That feels more connected. That's this space that I want to invite you in. I want to invite you to meet me here. So please do check those links below. The weekly masculine feminine relationship stuff is still there on Vimeo too, so links will be below to that as well. And yeah, just thank you. Thank you for being you. You are a gift to this world. You are a gift to everybody. You just being you, that's all we ever need. So thank you very much, and see you very soon. If you want to jump, if it's the 21st of June today and you're watching this, and you feel like this impulse to jump on this bath with me tonight live, then do it. Click that link. Do it now. Like I said, you will get a 3-card private audio reading included in that, which is I will take 3 cards out for you specifically. You can ask me a question, recording, and speak for 5 minutes just to you about those cards and give you that personal message. That's available this month. So if that feels good for you, do that too. Otherwise, this is for you. So thanks very much. I can't be me if you're not you. So I appreciate you. Lots and lots of love. See you very soon.